Salam alaikum. Tonight's discourse will be on understanding mantra. To most, this word mantra gives off an aura of mystery and mystique. If properly understood and used, mantra can indeed produce powerful result. Essentially, it makes claims of the speech as having the essence of humanity, and thus everything verbalized has some unseen power connected to it. This power becomes evident when seriously practiced. Conceptual ideas remain just that, until they are actually verbalized.
Alaikum salam.
Behind mantras, there are many explanations to the complexity of the mantra. Purportedly saying the word produces an actual physical vibration. If the meanings behind the words are strong meant to come to pass, then the vibration takes on a level of significance, bring energy to the words. Thus the coupling of the spoken word and the mental influence plays a part in creating the power that carries the intent into significance. The general understanding is that there is power in the word, but this power is released or magnified only when actually verbalized. In exploring deeper into the mantra, further connections can be made to the human consciousness. The human body consists of various organs which have specific functions but have to work as one entity, in order to facilitate optimum existence. This system is overlaid by several states of consciousness which can be evident through the subconscious mind at any given time. Venturing into the world of practicing mantra can be daunting, frightening yet surprising enlightening. Mantra is also used as tools of and for power. Though confusing, it is nevertheless powerful. Simply put, mantra has the means of setting the mind free. As the mind becomes open and free to explore, a mantra practitioner is able to dip into the essence of cosmic existence, and along the way the understanding of the vibration of elements and its connections become more enlightening.
Do people believe in the power of mantra?
The belief about and power of mantras. Basically, when the reference to mantra is made, it is in connection to the power of the spoken word or sound. Many words are spoken that have little or no connection to the actual experience or implied consequences. Looking a little deeper, if a person is warned about something verbally and the consequences are also explained, the actual physical feeling of the consequences, if not present and only implied. Similarly, there are few words that can actually convey the exact equivalent of the experience, but the power that the word carries is enough to imply the results. It is a popular belief and accepted truth that repeating a mantra expounds tremendous power. Those who are very knowledgeable in the mantra field attest to this unexplained but ever-present power. Abundance can take many forms, such as health, wealth, friends, to name a few, all of which can be successfully attained with the influence of mantra as a result of repetitive chants. This then releases the unseen power and vibrations that work cosmically to the desired results. Each mantra is said to be like to its original source of an actual sage or historical person. Most of these tradition practices predates the written speech and as such further emphasizes the power of the spoken word. Also accepted as a fact, is the form of mediation and intuition that is required, in order to participate with a degree of success. There is a direct link between the mantra sound and the chakras located throughout human body. The power of the mantra is explained as that of fire. Fire, known for its destructive and also helpful qualities, is the same as mantra as many ways. The power derived from mantra can be very destructive and energy-sapping if not practiced under strict supervision by an experienced person. However, as most practitioners have yet to reach the level of total enlightenment, the danger is not really present.
Won't there be problem practicing mantra?
What problems can be related to mantras? When you hear something consistently enough, there is a very real possibility that it eventually becomes a reality in one's own mind. Repeat a rumor enough times and it will eventually become a wrongly accepted truth. That is the power of the spoken word, whether cosmically or not. What to be aware of. Conduct a simple experiment in the confines of a quiet room. Upon repeating a certain phrase long and loud enough, a certain different level of consciousness is developed that can manifest itself as very real in the mind's eye. Also, the tone and emotion involved in the repetitive sound will vary in intensity. Somewhat unnerving, but very likely and true. Thus, a lot of gurus today advocate speaking out repetitively a desire with the intention of seeing it successfully manifesting into reality. The only problem with this is that some people take this to be literal and therefore do not put in any physical effort to reach the desired goal in the first place. While there are yet others who take the mantra practice to the extreme, which eventually can lead to occult practices. Rituals and other negative elements are added on to create the environment needed to cause intimidation and control. This of course is not meant to be, but not uncommon. As the mantra incantations are said to create powerful vibes that are meant to attract cosmic forces, this power should never be underestimated or taken for granted. Just as these outside powers can be used to achieve good, it can just as easily be used to the opposite results. The process of mysterious healing of the spiritual, physical and psychological should not be considered over and above actual medical help when addressing an ailment or illness. It should be used as a complementing feature with positive influence.
Will practicing mantra help in producing positive mindset?
Producing positive mindset. In seeking alternatives to mainstream lifestyle practices, mantra comes up as a possible choice. Understanding the basic principles of mantra will assist in its actual successful practice. Good things can happen. Mantra is basically the avocation to the belief that there is tremendous power linked to the spoken word. What the tongue speaks, the mind believes. Thus, by following the chanting of mantras, it is possible to invoke this positive energy for various reasons. In some cultures today, the practice of repeating mantras is a daily ritual. This ritual, if followed diligently to create a positive mindset to face the turmoil and troubles that may occur during the course of a day. This mindset brought on by the practice of regular daily mantra sessions have proven to be very advantageous to those individuals practicing this in keeping their stress levels under control or to a minimal. There are many specific mantras that can be chanted to harness the positive energy for various purposes. These mantras, when said repeatedly, speak positive vibes into the situation or predicament. By practicing these mantras regularly, the positive words spoken and continually heard aloud can also feed the mind to change a bad thought or scenario into a good one. For those who battle low self-esteem issues, self-sabotage thoughts, and general lack of determination, mantra is a worthwhile exercise to pursue. These conditions are all directly related to the mindset of an individual. Thus, by reciting positive mantras regularly, the mind can be fooled into believing in a more positive and edifying outlook of things and circumstances. If done consistently enough, this can then create a confident reality in the mind, which will then transcend into the actions and demeanor of the individual. With so much negative elements and energy in the world today, discovering elements or practices that promise good things can never be useless.
Can mantra assist in ease up illnesses?
Mantras and illness. It is common knowledge that most of the illnesses, ailments, and diseases of the modern world are somehow connected to the mind. The mindset of an individual should ideally always stay positive, because the energy that is emitted from any consequential action will also be positive in nature. Wellness. As such, using mantras is an approach that may have many benefits if explored and understood thoroughly. Unlocking the virtues of mantra practice is unlocking a holistic way of approaching life in general. The medical world today is of two minds. Some medical practitioners welcome the use of mantra to complement any ongoing treatment, as they see no harm as having the assistance of positive energy and mindset to hasten the recovery when treating a negative condition. Again, the concept of what the mind believes the body mimics. Thus, if the mantra can help the mindset of the patient to stay positive, then this will have an enormous impact on the rate and success of any medical procedure. At worst, chanting the mantra will help shift the focus of the mind on the immediate anxieties of the illness or the ailment. In some very extreme cases of successful mantra sessions, the gurus are able to actually change the medical conditions from various stages of negative to positive. These, of course, require a very experienced mantra practitioner, and the willingness of the patient to use this method to enhance the healing process. It is not always necessary for the individual to verbalize the mantra in the beginning stages, as the sages or healers can do so effectively. However, in time the mantras would have more power when actually verbalized by the individual concerned. Many healing mantras can be gotten off the internet and are perfectly safe to use. By saying these mantras, which are not in English, the positive energy is invoked for the purpose of healing.
Can we manage pain with mantra?
Managing pain with mantra. Many explorations and exploits have been conducted over the years with the intention of finding a way to arrest pain. By any standards, pain is an element that most would like to avoid at all cost. In the more modern approach to managing pain, there are many medications, exercise movements, and drugs that can be used effectively. Ideally, of course, the choice made should have no adverse effects or side effects to the already stressful nature of pain. Feeling better. In trying to discover the many methods available, one might come across an element referred to as mantra. Simply put, mantra is the spoken word verbalized, preferably allowed to project a positive image in the mind's eye for the betterment of a situation or predicament. A lot of people attest to the fact that the mind can be tricked into believing almost anything, including the non-existence of pain. There are many specific mantras that address certain ailments or illnesses. When said aloud and continuously, these mantras are said to generate positive energy in both the atmosphere surrounding the chanter and in the mind itself. Following these mantras can help an individual manage or eradicate the pain, but if serious health issues are evident, then the mantra method should only be used as a complementing element and with the medical physician's approval. Also, it is advisable to do so with supervision so as not to cause undue anxiety to those on the receiving end of the mantra-style therapy.
How do we go about practicing mantra effectively?
Practicing mantra effectively. Simply put, mantra is the practice of chanting or singing out specific phases or words continuously and consistently until a level of ultimate oneness is achieved. This consciousness of being one with the positive energy around is what makes up the essence of mantra. Doing it the right way. When practicing mantra, the state of the mind is of foremost importance. Bring the state of mind to a calm and relaxed mode is the prerequisite to commencing a mantra session. A relaxed and concentrated state of mind is done by emptying the mind of all the cluttering thoughts and distractions for a set period of time. When the suitable level of clearness is achieved, the mantra is vocalized, with the speaker paying close attention to the words, sounds, tones, and volume of what is being chanted. Ideally, this state of mind when reached should be so intent that the individual is no longer aware of any other elements of negativity but instead completely in tune with the positive energy. There is more than one way of practicing mantra. Following the tried and true methods is of course the best way to go. With a little research and reading, the interested party will be able to find many sources of the actual sounds or words that need to be chanted. There are very specific mantras that are used for each and every situation. If there is an element of doubt or even an element of distrust or fear that is stopping an individual from attempting the mantra-style therapy, simply repeating a positive word or sentence in one's own chosen language will also bring about positive results and will encourage the beginner to continue the journey of mantra.
Mantra had been used effectively for healing.
Effective use for healing. Mantras can be defined as energy-based sounds that are thought to produce thought energy ripples or energy waves. These sounds are frequently utilized to aid in ancient healing rituals. Mantras are utilized as tools of power and likewise tools for power. It's thought that everything in the world is made up of energy. This energy may be utilized to direct ancient healing practices for more effective results. The power. A lot of folks believe that syllables that make up words are carriers of power, and they're often used to channel particular types of energy. Mantras can be chants used to hail God and hasten energy flow. Any sounds or mantras made by persons produce physical vibrations. Every word produces a different vibration. If the physical vibrations created by speaking a particular word are blended with the mental intention, the vibrations then produce the wanted result of the mantras. Mantras utilizes specific vibrations designed to produce a specific effect. It's believed that the foundation of the mantras is divine. As they were discovered during a time of higher consciousness, the mantras will carry any individual who speaks them to original state of consciousness where they were originally found. These particular words are utilized in many ancient healing practices. The main ancient healing practice that utilizes these words is yoga. They're used in many dissimilar ways to assist in the practice of not only healing physical but mental afflictions that are treated by this ancient healing technique. There are 11 different ways this ancient healing process utilizes a mantra, but here are the top 5. 1. A mantra is frequently repeatedly chanted with feeling in the ancient healing exercise of yoga. 2. The ancient healing process of yoga frequently requires that the mantra be chanted aloud, but they may be internally said by those who choose not to speak out. 3. A lot of yoga instructors suggest allowing the mantra to arise on its own when meditating without placing initial centering on it. 4. Yoga likewise teaches repeating the mantra really quickly for remembrance, but as an advanced ancient healing process it ought to be allowed to come forth at its own rate and not be strained. 5. Yoga likewise teaches that a mantra repetition may be counted or not counted. By counting it is much simpler to clear the mind of clutter, but without counting the mind may frequently wander to a higher ancient healing level and be more effective. For as long as individuals are able to utilize a mantra for healing methods, so will it keep the ancient practices alive. These tried and true methods shouldn't be lost due to our inability to continue this ancient healing art.
Does mantra related to any religion?
Investigating mantras further. Though the use of mantra is not directly related to any particular religious beliefs, it does sometimes have some degree of religious connotations. It is purportedly a universal mind and body connecting technique which uses the positive energy garnered to directly or indirectly address any issues. Getting deeper. This technique basically encourages the individual to go beyond the surface mental activity to experience slowly and progressively the finer stages of the thinking process. Ideally, when this level is achieved, the individual commonly experiences a deep sense of well-being, peacefulness of body and mind. Another aspect or goal for practicing mantra-style therapy is when a spoken word or sound is induced to give very specific instructions or commands, which the mind will process and tune the body to. This form is popularly used when trying to arrest or heal a negative condition the individual's body is experiencing. By speaking positive ideas into a negative situation, the mind gets some relief from the current stress and anxiety and sometimes manages to change the thought process around to face the situation at hand more confidently. Ideally, when commencing a mantra session, the individual should seek quiet and distraction-free surroundings. For the beginner to achieve any level of success at all, this is a prerequisite. The quietness of the mind is essential in the exercise of processing the positive words that are being chanted. The best way to understand the mantra being chanted is to work with it. Each mantra has a specific effect of the chakra body system which creates such a powerful energy force field that everything turns to positive energy. People are always searching for some sort of fulfillment in their lives. Most are never satisfied with what they have and are restless to move on to the next best discovery. The downside of this restlessness is that it will eventually take a toll on the individual state of body and mind. The upside, however, can be that the individual makes new discoveries all the time. Mantra can completely transform the inner being of a person. Through practicing mantra, the one is able to get in touch with the inner self and positive energy. This positive energy can be further enhanced to the benefit of the individual. Keeping the body and mind in a calm and oneness state can be quite impossible with today's busy lifestyles, but with the help of mantra it can be achieved. A seasoned mantra practitioner will rarely allow outbursts of emotions to take over self. The successful control the individual has over his or her emotions is one of the byproducts of praising mantra. As mantra generally works in calming the body and mind to reach a state of clarity of the mind, sudden emotional outbursts are unusual and unlikely. Utilizing alternative ways with healing mantras will have a fuller effect on your life. This process is mostly used to develop healthy attitudes. The process would likewise leave you with a lot of creative ways and ideas on how you are able to possibly deal with your troubles.
Thank you, folk, for joining us tonight. See you in the next episode. Salam.